No pain, right? So I mean, like you said, they don't have to be pretty, but they got to do the job.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Actually, the weird thing is like we were talking about drones a little
earlier the other day.
So I was like showing my dad my 4K TV. We were watching some like 4K footage about like just Iceland or whatever it was, and he's like
drone footage.
Yeah, drone. And then because he asked, I said all that stuff is filmed with a drone, and he said he goes, oh, my dad's like, then it piqued his interest. And I said I'm thinking about getting a drone, and he goes,
do it.
Then he's like, yeah, that's what he said. He said, you should. Those things are great.
I'm in.
Yeah. He's like, you could do everything with them. Because the photography is great.
It's remarkable.
And so I said, yeah, I'm probably gonna get one. So with that my extra credit that I got from Best Buy, I think I might put that towards a drone.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
They have some nice ones there too.
Yeah.
Everything, like if you watch Netflix these days or anything, like almost every Netflix production, because maybe it's the trendy thing to do, they're all using a drone. Like if you look at what used to be a helicopter shot back in the day, or even those crazy high crane shots they used to do, now they're just strapping on like a GH5 with an overpowered drone and just
because you don't
right?
Yeah, because you don't need a monitor, right?
Well, I mean, depends on what setup you've got.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you kind of know your shot and you've got a wide angle lens, and then you've got your phone right there, like your phone's gonna be your monitor. It's gonna send it back.
Oh, okay.
Depending on how close you are to it.
Yeah.
These days they're better and better. So I mean, you can connect them pretty well.
Yeah. So
but, you don't need to buy like an external like an Archos or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't. I think that's gonna be my new purchase. Then I'm probably then I have to upgrade my computer. So.
Yes and no. I mean, these days as well, like I've got some software I'll just throw your way, but like DaVinci Resolve is really good. I think maybe you might have to upgrade for DaVinci Resolve because the new version. My
computer's pretty old.
It's pretty old.
Yeah.
I also have the oldest, like an older version. I think I've got 13.
Yeah.
Or 12, which would probably run on your machine.
Yeah.
But for anybody who does want to get into editing, DaVinci Resolve is free and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's I don't like being like, I'm not gonna trash Adobe Premiere because I use Adobe Premiere every day.
Yeah.
And I really like it. It's my go-to piece of editing software. But for what you can do, like on Resolve, it doesn't make any sense for somebody to spend the monthly fee now for like Creative Cloud. Creative Cloud, I think it's gonna be like $8 or $9 a month.
How much is Final Cut per month?
Oh, no, Final Cut's you pay one time.
One time?
There's no subscription.
Oh, yeah, that's
to
right.
It.
Yeah.
Adobe is getting cracked a lot. Adobe is getting a lot of software stolen, so I understand why they did it. But at the same time, there's better software out there now that's cheaper.
Yeah.
And does pretty much what the average person's going to do. Like I can get if you're like a hardcore creator to spend the money on Adobe Premiere, especially because with Creative Cloud you can be editing on one machine and then leave that at home or leave it at work and then be at work or home and do the same work. So that cloud is there. Yeah. But really, like for the average person, DaVinci Resolve is so much software. Like it's just so much.
Okay.
You're gonna be just fine with that.
What kind of computer would you recommend for having to do that kind of editing on?
Not so much the kind of computer, but you gotta have a pretty big like.
I guess like specs wise.
Specs wise, yeah. You want to get like these days the i9s are they're still kind of iffy. You can get by on an i7. Really, it's more about the speed, right? You can do it in an i5. I mean, if you've got like a decent i5 with like a lot of RAM. RAM is your big one. People will say that your graphics card is the most important thing to have.
Yeah.
When you're actually rendering the footage, when it's sitting there on its own and you've hit that export button, it's your GPU or your CPU is going to do a lot of the work, right? So if you've got like 24 gigs of RAM on like an i5 that's running like 2.5 to 3 gigahertz, you're going to do all right.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. The 7s, I don't know about the newest ones, but like depending on if you have hyperthreading or how many cores you've got, like a quad core with hyperthreading will probably, with like 2.5 gigahertz, we'll probably pull it off. I don't know. That's basically what I have. I can do 4K with really no problems.
Oh, okay.
I've got 24 gigs of RAM, so it's running pretty quick. It's not really an issue for me.
Okay.
But eventually, it's going to be. Like I can already tell now. Like sooner or later, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like I'm shooting more and more in 4K now, so I know like eventually it's gonna show up.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's still I think pretty far down the road.
Yeah. I guess if you cut like half an hour footage into like maybe into like a 50 maybe a 10-minute video.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got like, let's just say for example, if you want to do,
let's say you have 30 minutes of raw footage.
30 minutes of raw footage,
and you want to cut it into like a 10-minute 4K video.
That's usually how it goes, like YouTube stuff, right? Like travel footage.
Yeah.
And you've got 4K 10 minutes. Yeah, you can get by with 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, again, even then, you probably get by with 8 gigs of RAM. It'll just be longer. The rendering time might take you longer.
Yeah,
Your computer's
exactly.
gonna like get hotter, right? So I mean, definitely get a cooling mat.
Yeah.
Because like the fan's gonna be working pretty hard. So you can do it. I mean, you can do a lot of that kind of stuff on an iPad these days, right?
Yeah.
But your iPad's gonna get warm. Like you're gonna end up with that kind of stuff. So again, really, you can kind of get away with it with 8 gigs of RAM on like a high speed processor. I would recommend definitely like looking at a really good graphics card then to offload some of that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the visual stuff that you're gonna be seeing is gonna get offloaded. Like it won't do all the work because you're not playing a video game where graphics are intensive or heavy, right? You are really doing like a brain work more than show me work when you're editing video. So you get, like I said, 16 gigs will do it with a decent GPU, like even like a GTX can pull that off. You don't need like ray tracing to
it's true.
do video editing.
Yeah, because I'd rather because I'm trying to think of like what hardware to get. So it's either like I'm gunning it down to like a laptop. I would like to do it on a laptop. Okay, so if I'm doing it on a laptop, okay, that part's taken care of. Now, do I do it on a? There's 3 ways to do it. It's either Windows or Mac, right? So do I get like a laptop from like Memory Express?
Yeah.
Do I get a Surface?
Yeah.
Or do I get a MacBook Pro?
I wouldn't do anything on a Surface. There's not enough, and there's not enough room to grow.
Not on a Surface Pro, like a 2-in-1. I'm thinking like the Surface laptop.
The laptop. Oh yeah. Anything that you can add more RAM to.
Okay.
I don't know if the Surface Pro is like locked in, if it's like soldered RAM or not.
Don't know.
I wouldn't even touch a Mac. Honest to God, I like Macs quite a bit. They're pretty easy to use. I don't like the fact that as soon as I open it up, it's like, well, how do I change the RAM? It's like, guess what? You can't.
Yeah.
It's basically an iPad with a keyboard attached to it.
Yeah.
Without a touchscreen. That's what Macs are now. So I wouldn't even go near a Mac. I would go to Memory Express and tell them, or you know what, even go to Best Buy and pick up the nicest gaming computer they got. I mean, like if you pick up like a Republic of Gaming laptop or a like I think that's Acer, right? Acer is ROG. No, Asus is ROG. Asus makes Republic of Gaming, and you pick up or like an Acer V Nitro. The black edition I think comes now with 24 gigs of RAM, and it's got like a pretty nice GPU. For what you're gonna do, that'll probably take care of most of your problems.
How much are those running? Ballpark.
Top line, like top end, probably $2,400.
Okay.
Lower end, maybe 17, 18.
Okay.
Around that.
All right.
So I mean, it's not gonna if you're serious about doing the work, it's not gonna destroy your bank. But at the same time, like it is one of those things where you look at it and you're like, that's a lot. It's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah, if I'm gonna go down that road, then I'm like, I know those are the expenses that come with it.
Yeah.
But
and again, this is just like what I'm talking about is an average idea of what you need.
Yeah.
People can always be like, nope, I can do it with this. Or they'll be like, man, you need all this shit. And you probably do, depending on how far you want to go or how little you want to do. Like there's a lot of ways to do this.
Yeah.
It's not like video editing and video work and then photo editing is not like an exact, like you need this exact thing. And that's how you're going to do it. I mean, there was a time when people would say things like, well, if you don't have a full frame camera, I don't want to talk to you. But it's like APS-C is pretty great. Yeah. And Micro Four Thirds is growing even better. It's getting bigger and bigger, right? If you've got good glass and you're not like dealing with a lot of chromatic aberration with your camera and you're producing good high quality images, I don't give a shit what you've got. If you've got a great artistic eye, I couldn't care less what you've got. If you understand what your shutter speed means to your focal length, I don't care what you've got. Like there's a lot of guys out there who will tell you this is what you need. And they'll look at you, be like APS-C, hit the road, homie. But no, man, it's not like that anymore. So anybody who tries to tell you that you need the biggest and the best and your shit doesn't stack up, I would go and make good content and shove it in their face and be like, my content's better than yours. Like I'm driving my Ford Pinto like a Ferrari and you're driving your Lamborghini like a grandma drives a smart car. Yeah. Like you've got a real nice setup there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like a lot of guys will do that. They'll have a real nice gear, but they create shit. I just say, even with your smartphone, man, if you've got the passion to create good content, create good content. And if your gear isn't the best, like there's a really good video right now online. I think everybody should look at it. It's by Google searching or YouTube searching the toolbox fallacy. And the idea is that everything that you've got, it's like you keep saying, I'll make good content when I have good gear. And that's bullshit. You should be making good content now. And your content might not be as great as what it can be in the future, but make great content now. Always be creating something that contributes to the happiness of somebody else, if that's what you want to do. Yeah. It doesn't matter if your computer's not great or your camera's not great or whatever. You've got a supercomputer. You just bought a supercomputer. I mean, and you've got a camera on that thing that puts most point and shoots to shame. All point and shoots to shame. Maybe not an RX. Maybe not a Sony RX. Those things are it's incredible. But you can do really good work now with what you've got, and you shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed. And if somebody criticizes you, that's their own failure as a creator. If they're like, nope, you need to have this great stuff. It's like, nope, that's your concept as a creator.
Yeah.
I can do my own creative work here, and I can make it look really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you've got. So never worry about what you're gonna get. Make good content now.
Yeah.
Edit your 8K footage on your phone that can edit 8K footage.
Yeah.
Because it can.
Because it can. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's got a native editor in there that can do it. So worrying about what you're gonna do with a laptop later on, as long as you've got that now, do it in there right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is all about just like, you know.
Oh, I'm not gearing this towards you. I'm just saying that to get that out there.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Well, no, it's not directed at you. I'm not trashing you for not creating good content. It's just I'm talking about people out there who will tell other people who are maybe, worried about what gear should I get to make the best stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, look, man, you just worry about you. Make good content. Make people happy. If that's your goal. Make people think if that's your goal. Make people question the system if that's your goal.
Yeah.
But if you've got a phone in your pocket these days, you can make really good content and not worry about the shit that you've got later on.
I agree.
Toolbox Fallacy, man. Everybody should watch that video. It's incredible. He talks about Michael Mann, Jamie Foxx, Tom Cruise. What's that? The Hitman movie.
Yeah. What about it?
That's his main theories revolve around that. He talks about how Jamie Foxx's character is always looking at hey man, one day I'm gonna get enough coins to go there and do this. Collateral. And the idea is that it's like you're never going to do it, man. Tom Cruise tells him, like, you're never going to get there.
Yeah.
Because you're always thinking about one day. Sell your cab, sell your house, sell your shit, or buy yourself.
What's that line? He's like, what the fuck are you still doing driving a cab?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to do it, you'd be doing it now.
Yeah.
So you should just do it now. Create good content now.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how later on. My cousin, man, I'll shout out to him too. Bike Dad on YouTube. He's got like a pretty good GoPro style setup. It's not a GoPro. He's got a pretty good bike. It's not the greatest bike, but he's out there grinding all the fucking time, like making content that he thinks people are going to be interested in, and just doing it because he can do it. Like, just because, why not?
Yeah.
Now, if he thinks to himself, like, I need a better bike, I need a better camera, I better have a better laptop to edit all this shit, he'll never do it.
Yeah.
He'll always be doing something else, right? But he's making good content because he can. He's got the ability to do it, so he just does it.
Okay.
Why
Cool.
not, man?
No, why not?
And DaVinci Resolve is free. Your phone you've got in your pocket. You've got a computer.
Yeah.
Do it. Make good content.
Yeah. Speaking of, I heard when I was at that